My name's Damien. My Instagram is DEFENDER90 ORKNEY, and I drive a Land Rover DEFENDER90 2012. So the car started off, had no want to go forward driving whatsoever when I bought the car. Bought it just because I like the look of it. Always had a bit of a seed planted in the back of my head from my dad. We used to go camping in the high country as kids. So I wanted to, find a partner and go camping with her, and eventually found my now wife, and we planned a camping trip. And I did a bunch of mods just for us to go away solo in the high country for about a week. And that started off as a bar, a winch, snorkel, and a 2-inch lift. And then it sort of all snowballed from there. Just fell in love with it, fell in love with forward driving, fell in love with camping. And then just went from there. So as I was doing harder tracks and harder stuff, the mods came with that. So now twin locked, running Ashcroft air lockers off a Via dual compressor that's got an air tank with it. I've got the whole drive line's been beefed up. It's chromoly CVs from Ashcroft, heavy duty axles, flanges. It's got a center ATB from Ashcroft, which works sort of like an LSD but in four-wheel drive. Yeah, so I'm running a Runver Evo Q winch, which is pretty quick for a low mount. I've got a GME XRS UHF and antenna, LED 40-inch from Lightforce, running 37-inch tyres daily and for play. So I've got the razors on for daily trips and camping. They're on beadlocks, just some steel beadlocks from Dynamic, and I've got Treps for all the harder stuff on also steel beadlocks. I've also just recently done the suspension, so I was running Coney 88 series shocks and Dobinson coils. Now I have Radflow 2.0 remote res. I'm running a 14-inch shock on the front and a 12-inch on the rear, so getting a lot more travel out of it now. And still sitting on those Dobinson coils. Recaro seats, replaced the stock seats because they're not the best. Sound deadened the whole inside because Defender is a bit rattly inside from stock. I've got a hot water system from Glint on board, so when we go camping we can have a hot shower. We've got rock sliders, I've got some rear quarter bar work made up, wheel carrier. It's pretty much had everything done to it, besides a wheelbase conversion and an engine conversion. What needs to be done for the event is not much at all. I could go tomorrow comfortably and do it. There are some things I would like to have done. With the new suspension setup that I've got, the front coils, when I droop, I dislocate the coil beneath the turret with the dropout cone, so it gets caught underneath. So I've got some custom coils on order that would sort that problem out, so I'd like to have that done. Other than that, it's pretty much sorted, just giving it a service, and there's really nothing I really need to do. I first started building it for camping, which is a bit ridiculous being a shorty, but it was just me and my missus back then, and I was pretty fresh and didn't have any idea what I was doing. But slowly now morphing into a play truck. I mean, I still go camping and touring out of it, but it's probably not far away from not doing that stuff very often anymore. It's mainly a play truck right now. Who will do well and who won't? Well, how about I just go through the list of everybody and give you my thoughts on how I think they'll go. We've got Barrett GU. He's going to be up into the wire getting his car ready, so he won't have much testing time. So, you know, fingers crossed for it, because I don't want him to break down, or anyone to break down in fact. But yeah, it's a highly modified engine, and he's got a lot going on there, so hopefully he doesn't break down. Hopefully he sees out the event. We've got the Zook. The Zook is super capable. I've been out with it once and I've seen a few videos here and there. The thing just does everything so easy, so I think he'll be there at the end, barring like some breakdown that, you know, doesn't keep him going. We've got Tim in the 110 County. Again, I think it's a slow crawling vehicle. It's on portals. He's going to do really well, I think, as well. He'll be with Bill Larman. We've got Jake in the LS Mini, who likes a bit of sendage. So, you know, I fear for Jake and how long he'll be in the event. But, you know, if he calms down a bit and thinks about being there at the end, I'm sure he can do that. We've got Scooby, the 79 series on portals. I think his only issue really is going to be the weight, and whether on, say, a couple of the tracks, whether he wants to possibly get some panel damage. You know, that's not going to stop him getting up, but yeah, that'll be his issues, is the weight, transferring down into the driveline. I think he's going to be on 37 trips as well, so that's definitely going to be an interesting scenario there. We got Manny with the blown LS3 GQ. That thing is an animal. His only downfall, I think, are going to be his CVs, but again, it's all about how you drive and how you want to tackle the event. And if you're going to be doing a bit of, you know, sending when you probably don't need to and you want to be there at the end, then yeah, if your driveline can't hack it, you're going to cop it. Peter in the poodle-driven Terra JK Jeep. I've been out with Peter many times, as you've probably all seen in the videos, and it's a very capable car. He's now on 37s, not on the 40s anymore. So again, unless his car does Jeep things, then he should be fine. And then we've got the other MIDI, the 4.8 MIDI with Danny. I don't even know if he's going to be in the event anymore. He's talking about selling it, so if he doesn't sell it by the time the event comes around, he'll definitely be a part of it. And he definitely loves a send. It's definitely entertaining. That thing is a really cool car. I love GQ midis. And Brycey in the LS long wheelbase GQ. He seems to be a pretty composed driver, uses his power when needed, and so I think Brycey should be there towards the end, barring again some kind of breakdown that'll shut him down. And we've also got James, who's driving Tiny. He's doing a lot of changes to the geometry of the car, so I think if he left it as it was, he would definitely break down after doing a trip with him in Strathbogie. So seeing him do the changes, I think he's going to eat it up as well with the portals and the 37 trips. And I think, I mean, I've never really broken down to the point where I can't drive home, so that's probably what's going to happen at this event, is that I'm going to break down, and yeah, that'll be a shame. But anyway, yeah, I think everyone will do well if they want to do well, barring something going wrong with the car that's out of their control. So it's definitely going to be an interesting thing with a range of cars, and yeah, all wheelbases, all kinds of power, and all kinds of gearing ratios. It's a really good mix, so I'm really looking forward to it. My navvy is going to be James, who runs New Tracks, the mapping app. We've done a bunch of trips together, so you know, he's really familiar with my car, and you know, with the whole filming thing and all this sort of stuff that's been going on. So I decided to choose him because I think he'd be perfect for it. The plan on staying awake, well, basically because this is my thing, I'm going to be running it and you know, sort of directing what's going on and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think I'll be feeling it much at all until after the event, like a few of the other guys have said. The adrenaline, watching everyone, yeah, it's going to be really good. So yeah, a few coffees, a few Red Bulls, should be sweet. Just big crash afterwards. So just a little bit more about the event. It's not a competition, so there's no winners and losers here. We're doing this just really to make some cool video content. There's going to be no spectators either for this. I've had so many people asking me to, you know, if they can come and watch, if they can come be recovery and this and that. At this point, like, we've already got to have, you know, 11 to 12, 13 cars. We don't really want people there slowing us down. We want to try and finish all the tracks that are on the list. For this one at least, there's going to be no spectators. I'm not going to be sharing the date, I'm sorry, to anyone who's asking, and any info about the event, because we sort of want to keep it in-house, and you know, it's all going to be covered really well on video, and it'll be in a few parts on my YouTube channel. So I'm looking at anywhere between 3 or 4 parts, I'm thinking, for this. So, you know, I'm really sorry, don't get offended or anything like that, but you know, we've just, for this first one at least, I want to just be on top of it with as small as possible crew and get through it. I plan to run more of these. I hopefully at least twice a year. I'm thinking like a summer edition and a winter edition. You know, I know these tracks are not the crazy hardest tracks that I could have picked, but also, you know, I don't want to get people damaging their cars because some of the cars are really nice on this one. So there will be more. So just, you know, put your hand up if you think you've got a pretty cool car and you want to be a part of the next one. We're also doing this as a team. So if anybody breaks down, if anybody needs some spotting, anything like that, it's all one. Like I said, there's no winners or losers here. We're basically, as a team, getting towards the end of the 24 hours to finish all the tracks that are on the list. So that's also something. And I just want to give a shout out to the people who I've basically stolen this idea from, which is the Flex Rocks and Rollovers guys in the US. They did a hell and back 24-hour challenge, basically stealing their idea. So sorry guys, but it's a really good idea. I'm going to put a little bit of an Aussie twist on it. And I also want to shout out to Jackson, who's going to be filming the whole event. So there should be some really good footage because he'll be bringing his really good camera. And yeah, so check his pages out, Muzz Media on Instagram. And if you ever need anything done, he can help you out.